Holiday season, as you can see from the tree there. Thought I'd change up the background a little bit from my normal like nerd room I got. So a lot of people have been doing this like 2009 to 2019 challenge thing, and in 2009, and in actually the first 3 decades of my life, I lived in Rhode Island, a state that nothing goes on in, nothing happens in. I despise it. One of the best decisions I ever made was moving out of that shithole state. Apologize to all the people in Rhode Island who I like, who are there. I don't know why you like it. I hated it. So when people ask me, do you miss anything from Rhode Island? And normally I'd say no, but there's a couple things. Namely, I like Block Island, which is a little pork chop shaped island off the coast of Rhode Island. That's a pretty place. Occasionally a handful of places in Newport are nice with the mansions and everything, though it's not all like that. But the big one that I miss from Rhode Island is Dell's Lemonade. Dell's Lemonade is a frozen lemonade that you can really only find in Rhode Island. Maybe it spills over a little bit into Massachusetts and Connecticut, but for the most part it's considered like a quintessentially Rhode Island beverage. Years ago when I was a kid, there was actually a fight for which would become the state beverage, Dell's Lemonade or coffee milk, made from autocrat syrup, which is made in Rhode Island. Coffee milk won. Coffee milk doesn't taste nearly as good as Dell's Lemonade. But Dell's Lemonade I can't really describe because, I mean, frozen lemonade is not a thing that you can't find everywhere, but for some reason Dell's Lemonade always had a certain taste to it. As long as you had the real Dell's Lemonade. There was real Dell's Lemonade, and then there was like people who licensed the name Dell's to sell it at like a non-Dell's location that always tasted extra syrupy and sugary and it wasn't quite the real thing. And like actual like real hunks of lemon were put in like the ice, and it was just fun to eat. It was a great spring and summertime drink in Rhode Island. So I had heard maybe a year or two ago that they made like a Dell's Lemonade beer, like a lemon Shandy type dealio. But I was figured like, you know, I'm not going to find that anywhere outside of Rhode Island really. Well, I went to a Total Wine and More, which is a store that sells beer and wine in North Carolina. North Carolina is an alcohol control state where you can only get hard alcohol at package stores or ABC stores. It's kind of annoying, especially if you're looking for hard alcohol that's a little obscure. Like I've been trying to find Marilyn Manson's absinthe brand, Mansynth. I don't think anyone sells it here because it's an alcohol control state. You can't really order it from another like online vendor and receive it here, even if you had to like sign for it. They just don't ship really. But I was at a Total Wine and More, and lo and behold, in like random like oddities, they had the Narragansett Beer presents Dell's Lemonade Shandy here, which I thought was fairly neat. I don't know, just come closer. I'm like kneeling on the floor right now because I wanted like the tree in the background and all that good stuff, but I realized you probably can't see much. So yeah, that's it. That's the Dell's Lemonade would look like this. It would be in like a proprietary cup that would have like the green and the yellow with the little lines there. So this is a lemon beer. I don't expect it to taste like the alcoholic version of Dell's Lemonade. You can make that. People used to spike Dell's Lemonade all the time when they were like in college and everything. So I thought this was something to try, something a little bit. This just says beer with natural lemon flavor, 4.7% alcohol, so it's kind of a light beer. But I figured this might be good. I kind of like citrusy beers like this. The back says, "Hi neighbor, great-grandfather DeLucia," everyone is fucking Italian around, made his first frozen lemonade back in Italy in 1840. I have no idea if this story is real or not. During the winter, he carried snow into nearby caves and insulated it with straw. When summer arrived, he mixed the snow with fresh local lemon juice and sugar, making a refreshing drink. His grandson, Angelo, of course, what other thing you're going to be fucking named Rhode Island except Angelo, introduced this icy treat to Rhode Island in 1948. And today there are over 30 Dell's stands across America. Gansett, Narragansett, it's a indigenous name, is proud to present this delicious shandy with the perfect balance of Narragansett lager and lemon flavor. Narragansett lager, beer in Rhode Island, it's decent. There's no such thing as Pawtucket Pats if you're a Family Guy fan, but yeah. So I guess we will see how this is. It says to visit them at 60 Ship Street in Providence, but it's also bottled in Rochester, New York. It's odd. Okay, so without further ado, I want to see how Dell's Lemonade-y this beer tastes. not getting a lot of lemon off the smell. It's actually, the smell I'm getting out of this can is like the inside of like a local pizza shop. Like not a Domino's or a Pizza Hut, but any place you go, like Mario's Pizza by the Slice or some kind of place like that. There's a lot of those in Rhode Island because everyone's fucking Italian. There's some down here too in North Carolina though. And usually people who come from like New York or whatever, New Jersey and stuff, and they end up snowbirding down here. No, I'm not smelling a lot of lemon on it. I'm mostly just kind of smelling Narragansett. But, yeah, we'll see. Not Narragansett fucking smells like the ocean, but, yeah. I'm getting little to no lemon out of this. There's a little bit. So, like, the faintest hint of lemon, like, if you want, like, a Shandy, like, a lemon-tasting beer, this ain't it. This is, I'm barely getting any lemon. What this mostly tastes like is a refreshing light beer. It's pretty much just that. It does taste like a lighter, regular beer. Maybe there's a little bit of crispness at the end, but there's not crispness, not, Christmas here. But there's not, I'm really not tasting much lemon on this. There's a lot of other shandies. I mean, North Carolina is full of, like, local breweries. I mean, throw a rock, you'll find someone who brews beer down here. And there's plenty of stuff that's a lot more lemony, but this just kind of tastes like a refreshing light beer. Like, this is good. It tastes good. It just does not taste the way I was expecting or wanting it to. This is basically just a perfectly good light beer. I don't drink light beer that often, but I don't drink, like, heavy stouts or anything that often either. I'm mostly kind of middle of the road. I'm kind of in a sour kick lately. There's a pumpkin spice latte sour they have at the Alamo Draft House here. It's a local thing, and that thing's fucking delicious. And I've kind of been experimenting with trying to find other types of sour beer. Like, I like Sequench Ale. I think I posted a video that way back when. But occasionally, if I just want, like, a beer after, like, chicken wings or a salty meal or something, I'll find, like, a light beer or something on, like, the low fives. Yeah, not a lot of lemon on this. I was kind of hoping I would get a little bit of Dell's lemonade at it, but I'm really not. So, I don't know. I really do not ever want to go back to Rhode Island, but I have family there, so I assume at some point I'll wind up there for a wedding or a funeral or something. But I really don't ever want to step foot in Rhode Island unless I absolutely have to. I hate that state. I'm so glad I escaped it, but I do miss Dell's lemonade, so if I ever do end up there, I've got to get, like, a big... I used to be able to get, like, a quart or a gallon, and I would just, like, put it in the freezer and, like, drink it over the course of, like, a couple days, but, yeah. I mean, I have frozen lemonade here. It's not the same, but... Glad I got to at least try it, because I had been wondering about, Dell's lemonade beer, basically, but it's a disappointment in the Dell's lemonade or lemon variety, but it's perfectly good as a light beer. So if your local beer specialty store happens to have it, and you're looking for, like, a crisp light beer you can drink with, like, a salty meal or something, I mean, I'm drinking this in, fucking the end of November. Thanksgiving's in a couple days. But this would actually be a much better summer beer, actually. But, yeah, I probably wouldn't get it again because, it's the novelty, but it's perfectly fine.